Simply put, legs are they're half your body, but legs are an integral part of your overall exercise program. If you don't have strong legs, you're going to be weak overall. Legs are going to give you your power. They're going to give you also the ability to accomplish a lot of things that you normally couldn't. I can move a lot of heavy things around on the farm, and I use my legs mostly to push with and to lift with. And if I didn't have strong legs, I'd be trying to do it with my back and my chest and my arms, and eventually I would get really hurt. So we're going to look at legs, and I'm going to show you a few exercises. You're going to need to put some resistance on your legs at some point, and one of the things that you can do that just so happens to work out really good is use your chest rig or throw your plate carrier on with it. Now I don't have any plates in my carrier, but if I did, I could put that on as well. So I'm going to show you this stuff with my chest rig on. You may think, oh, you're crazy, but let me tell you, when we're down range and we're trying to exercise, we grab whatever we can, and if there's not any weights around, you throw your chest rig on and your plate carrier, and believe me, that's going to be plenty of resistance. I'll go ahead and take my toy out, set that aside. All right, the first exercise is going to be a deep knee bend, and that's all it is. It's just a deep knee bend. Let me see if I can't swivel that down a little better. From the front, it looks simply like this. And I've got I pulled a muscle here in the gym this morning, so if I fall down, don't laugh too much. And all you're going to do is you're going to come out and put your hands in front of you, like so, and come up. And you say, oh, but my plate carrier is getting in the way. That's okay, adjust it. Go down and come up. Just work around it, okay? Go down and come up. Now look, if the plate carrier is too much for you, you can do it without the plate carrier. I'm having a little problem with my stabilizers because I pulled this muscle here and it's hurting, but not too bad. I can make it. All right. When you're pushing up, let me show you something from the side, okay? When we come down, we're actually pushing and we're engaging our hamstrings, our gluteus maximus, and halfway through our quadriceps, which is this muscle here, gets engaged. So when we come down, and I'll show this just so you see them on my legs, you'll notice how my quadriceps bulge out, and that's because I'm actually exerting them. Now you can just kind of jump up and down and bounce around. That's not really going to give you the full range. I want you to do this in a controlled motion. Okay, and put your hands out in front of you. That's going to give you a little bit of stability as well. If you get really advanced, you can try these. Pick up something in your hand. Get your milk jugs as well. And when you do these, you don't have to come all the way out in front with them because you're going to go off balance. Just come down in front of your knees, just over your toes. And you want to be able to do at least a dozen of these. If you can't do at least a dozen, then there's something wrong and your legs are really weak. And that's okay. Just drop some of the weight. So the deep knee bend is the first one. Now that is a pushing exercise. And it's really hard to come up with pulling exercises when we have we don't have a lot of gym equipment, because the biggest pulling exercise you'll see is the hamstring curl, and we don't have the way to do that with the weights, but there is a way to do it nonetheless, and I will demonstrate. The hamstring can be exercised by doing essentially a deadlift, and what you want to do is come down and let your weights hang in front of your toes, and you want to lift up by pulling with your legs and your lower back. You need to do this with a light weight. Now don't go pick up 300 pounds and then tell me, wow, I pulled my back out of joint. Yes, you did. That's not the proper way to lift when you have a heavy weight. But this, we're trying to lift. This is the wrong way, by the way. If you're picking up heavy weight, you don't want to bend over at the waist and do this. We're actually doing this in a way that's supposed to exert our muscles and grow muscles, not necessarily just lift heavy weight. So when I do these in the gym, I can deadlift several hundred pounds, but I won't. I will only do these with about 70 pounds in my hands. And now I'm wearing my plate carrier again. I could take my plate carrier off if it was throwing me off balance, but it's okay for now. These two alone are going to work these muscles. There is another exercise, and that is called the lunge, and I'm going to have a little problem doing that because of this. So I'm going to have to take this gear off because I have a little bit of a pulled muscle on my inner thigh. By the way, that's going to happen to you when you're in the gym. You're going to pull muscles, you're going to get hurt. Just learn to work around it and try not to aggravate or agitate them. The lunge is a very simple exercise. You put your hands on your hips, you step forward, and you come down. Oh man. Okay, that's hurting that muscle. But when you come down, you're essentially stepping forward. I'm going to move the camera so we can see this a little better. All right, with the lunge, you're just going to step forward, maybe a good 12, 18 inches. And when you come down, you don't want your knee to hit the floor, and you don't want a bend like this in your leg. That's a bad lunge. A good lunge looks just like this, and your knee is going to come just above the floor. Okay? You're going to come down, you're going to step up. Then you can step back and do the other leg. Okay? And all you're doing is coming forward. When you do this, you want to keep your upper body straight up and down, and putting your hands on your hips tends to help. An alternative to that, and you can do one leg at a time, is to come down and push up. You're going to feel a pull in your hamstring muscle back here, and you're also going to feel a push in your quadricep. This is what I love about this exercise, is that it works both of them. If you do a very long lunge, like so, that's great. I love doing a long lunge as well. Some people don't like them. I do, but just be careful to not bend, overextend your knee. If you take this knee and you pull back on your foot hard enough, you're going to separate the cartilage in there. So when you see people doing these runner stretches, keep in mind the goal is not to try to pull your foot into your butt. They may be able to do it, but if you have a lot of muscle in your legs like I do, and you do that, you're going to pull your knee out of joint. Okay, so once again, you want to step forward at least a good 18 inches. This is probably 2 feet because I'm very tall. And come down and step up. I'm really agitating this muscle here. Okay. All right. If you have a problem with your knees, you can help yourself up by pushing on the back of your knee, okay, on the top of your leg. And that's the lunge. These are some of the easiest ones to do. Now I'm going to show you another one. We have to go and find something to stand on, and the only thing I have is in the other room. Okay, here I have, you can use a block of wood, like a 4x4, some books stacked on top of each other. You can do it on the curb when you're waiting for the bus. This is what I love about doing the calf raise. And the calf raise is a very simple exercise to do. Your body weight, you can adjust and do it one-legged or both legs. Let me show you. Let's say you're new to doing calf raises, and the calf is this muscle here, the gastrocnemius muscle. And all you would do is you want to have your toes firmly in your ball of your feet up over the edge. This is going to be like a fulcrum and lever effect. And I'm going to jump up here just so we can demonstrate. You want to make sure this doesn't tip over. And I'm hanging onto the wall. I'm leaning against the wall. And you'll notice I'm getting a good stretch down. The first thing you want to do is remember this full range of motion is going to develop your calves long and make them strong and sturdy. That's going to give you sturdy ankles. And you're going to lift up and come to the top and hold for 1, 2, and come back down. Slow and controlled, not bouncing around. Ballistic exercises is so 1970s. You don't want to do ballistic exercise. No, no, bad. And that's Army. I have to constantly go around and dress down young super stud idiot soldiers who think ballistic means hurt soldiers means good PT. That's bad PT. Hurt soldiers, bad. PT, good. Hurt soldier, bad. Okay? So, all the way up and all the way down. Now, this may not be enough resistance, so I can take this foot and put it back here. All the way down and all the way up. You're going to really clench at the top and hold for 2 seconds. And you can do hundreds of these because your legs are used to doing so much effort. However, to get more resistance, there are a number of options. One of them is to get your milk jugs in your hands, if you can do the balancing as well. Put on your IBA, put on your, that is your body armor, put on your rucksack even. Go outside, go to the park, find a pretty girl, if you're a guy, and ask her. What you do is you would come to your calf raise position, put your hands up on, put your feet up on a block, bend forward and have her hop up on your back, piggyback style. and make sure you get her phone number later. Okay. All right, folks. This has been the Maineprepper, and let me move the camera here so we can look each other in the eye. This has been the Maineprepper, and that's been legs, and that's just a few leg exercises. We will throw some more in. When I get to the gym one day, I'll try to get in there with the camera when not a lot of people are there, because you have to get all these release slips to get people's faces, and I don't want to run around in blackout mode. And there's a lot of people in the gym that are in group and bat, and I don't want to throw their face up on YouTube. So I'll have to wait till there's nobody in there. In the interim, we'll make do with what we got. So these have been a few leg exercises. We're going to want to do 8 sets minimum for our legs. So that would be 2 sets of deep knee bends, 2 sets of lunges, 2 sets of the hamstring pulls, and 2 sets of the calf raises. Okay, folks, this has been Maineprepper, and that's been leg work. Next, we're going to talk about